let's go to bed. I lay her down right here. Mm-hmm. She falls asleep. I pick her up. I put her on the bed. I wrap her in a blanket. She sleeps throughout the night. Elizabeth cannot fucking do that, bro. Fucking sucks.
So she just falls asleep like that?
Yeah. For a year and a half, Liz got her up 1, 2 in the morning. Talking about, I don't know why she can't fall asleep. Because you suck. You fucking suck, bro. Killing me, son.
So good, bro.
Can you come and drive her around?
Driving around, huh?
Yeah. It's just so fucking annoying, bro.
What would it be like, you know, if you were to pull up over here with the toys? Like, how can I make the place more, you know, acceptable? It's my cousin, man. But I'm about to get my license soon. My shit is in the DMV. I'm just waiting on the approval. Feel me? Let's go! Hey. Chill. Knock it down. Don't fuck around. Fuck around with no clowns. Coming through with 4 pounds. Game, peep, game. Peep, game, peep, game. Peep, game, peep, game. Peep, game, peep.
If you don't want to listen to what I gotta say, why you contact me?
Just make magic happen.
Yeah, like Kobe said, if they have a bunch of Lakers, this shit ain't gonna work. This shit's not gonna work. This fucking sucks.
Gotta make it happen, cuz. Gotta make it happen. All right.
What's good, y'all? Welcome to Peep Game. Here at Peep Game. Know what I'm saying? We like to Peep Game. I'm just over here trying to get this camera shit figured out. And I appreciate everybody watching, the very few people that's been tuning in on this channel. This is just the beginning. I'm gonna put some more money into this stuff and, try to make it happen. So trying to get centered over here, bro. Like, what's going on? It's mind game, tell you stuff. Killer Kev. What that shit do?
Tell me, boy, what you talking about today? What's on the docket?
So what we got today is... Hold on 1 second. Let me get my motherfucking shit together real quick. I gotta get this logo right. I got the Freedom Culture. Shout out to the Freedom Culture. Freedom Culture is the label that pays me. I'm new to all this new streaming stuff, so definitely appreciate the patience here. Pretty soon I'm gonna be a whole lot smoother with it all, and I'm getting there. I think, if you take a look at the past videos, you can see some good progress. You know what I'm saying? Like, some legendary YouTube influencers, YouTube podcasts. I mean, Kevin Samuels, he's a legend. Yeah, he was a legend. And his YouTube channels was not the greatest back in the day. His YouTube, yeah, his YouTube channels was like, whoa, like this shit was, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? He could have did a lot better, but he did a lot better. It just takes time and patience, and yeah, just gotta make sure my logo there. Tap in. Yeah. So, Killer Kev, Killer Kev, Killer Kev. Killer Kev, Killer Kev, Killer Kev, Killer Kev. What that shit do? How was your day? What's going on, player?
Slow motion, man.
Slow motion?
Slow motion.
Okay. Control.
What's the way? What we getting into? I'm ready. Hype for today. Let's pod.
Man, shit. It's good. We got some shit going on. We got everything going on. You know what I'm saying? So today, we're gonna get a little political. We got Robert F. Kennedy talking he's exposing some stuff. And shout outs to Boxden. Get most of my information and headlines from Boxden. So shout outs to them. We got Robert Kennedy exposing some stuff. We got missing millionaire crypto influencer found dismembered. Dismembered.
Along a long line of crypto dudes coming up dead.
I mean, they've been coming up dead, but I think they just found this body like dismembered. It's like, yo, that is highly intentional. Highly intentional. And we got Wack 100 talking about niggas in LA snitching and Big Rico is on the way. So, gotta add a little fuck shit in there. And a little relationship advice. Am I being used by this girl?
Services?
Yeah. I guess this is some reading material. Yeah, so we're gonna get into it. We're gonna see what's going on out here. You know what I'm saying? In these streets, man. What I can say, man, you just gotta be detached. Cause there's a lot of fuck shit that you gotta sit back and be like, yo, I can't believe what I'm experiencing right now. Yeah, it's like hard to believe. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into this Robert Kennedy shit. Let's see what they talking about over here. So Robert Kennedy, hold on one second. My take on Robert Kennedy, he's moving with fire. You know, as a political, as a running for president.
Oh, where is running for president?
Yes, Robert Kennedy.
I don't know.
What? He's the nephew of John F. Kennedy. You know John JFK, right? Yeah. Who's Robert Kennedy's mother? His father, his parents. You know, so the Kennedys always had some type of curse going on. You know what I'm saying? Sort of like the Bruce Lees. During that same time, it's like for some reason their whole family just gets murdered. It's like some mafia shit. And the mob movies that I've seen, they murdered families. You know what I'm saying? They don't just get you, they wipe off the whole situation. They want to make sure your last name don't exist anymore. You know what I'm saying? So, JFK. You know, JFK was a very influential president. He was one of the youngest presidents. And he, you know, when I did my deep researching and stuff like that, I realized that he had some type of separation when it comes to the party. He had an unpopular opinion, you know, an unpopular idea. And when you really look down into the nitty gritty of it, and I can make a whole video to explain because it's not a popular belief, but JFK was trying to unfederalize. He was trying to detach himself from the Federal Reserve that was just created in 20 years from his time. So he was trying to make things more national, you know what I'm saying, instead of globalist. And it didn't work out for the elite during the time because the elite was globalist. So they took him out. They killed him on live television to leave a message to whenever somebody's making an assassination on live TV, it is a message that's trying to be carried across to show how far shit could go. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, don't try me. You know what I'm saying? So that was a message to not people like us, because we couldn't even get on that level with, you know, people like us in that day and time. But yeah, that was a message for the people that of their party, you know, not to try and rebel against the establishment that they had going on. And one thing that I want to pull out, which was very concerning to me, is when I grew up and I, you know, in school came across the JFK assassination and stuff like that, there was a 2-row car and 4 people in there. Now, this is about to get real conspiracy theory.
Real follow-up question.
What was the question? My bad. You know, I'll be ready.
Who were his parents?
Oh yeah, so his parents got murdered. There's no parents. Who is his parents? Hold on, 1 second. Who are his parents? Let's find that out real quick. Let's see. So 1 second. JFK parents. No, RFK parents. Yeah.
His name is Robert too.
Yeah.
So his son is the dude that got shot.
So
that's not.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s parents is Robert F. Kennedy and this lady.
Okay, yeah. That's the dude there. He got shot on the sidewalk somewhere. Okay. All right.
Why are these people getting popped off so hard body?
I think it's the sins of the father.
What did his father do?
He was in alcohol in the 1920s. Okay. The Kennedys were heavy in alcohol.
It was heavy into alcohol.
Yeah, during Prohibition shit.
All right, that's something that have to be examined. But like, what I recall is, you know,
that's how they made their bones. They got into politics. That's how all people of color have tried to follow that same model, doing some dirt and getting into politics. They're the only ones that are able to do it.
Yeah, JFK wasn't a part of a family. JFK wasn't a part of the family. He was he decided to not be a part of that family, and then that's when things started going a lot more south. That's when things started going a little more crazy. Why were the Kennedys? Why were the Kennedys so rich? The merchandise mart revenues became a principal source of wealth that formed much of Kennedy family's private fortune, including being a source of funding for financing his son's future political campaigns. Merchant marts revenue became a principal. Merchant marts. What is merchant mart? He's kind of like on some Batman shit. Remember that conversation that we had? Merchant Mart. The New York Merchant Mart, also known as First Madison Square Plaza, is a building in the Flatiron District of Manhattan, New York City at 41 Madison. What is it? But anyways. Why were they killed so much? It's like one of those profound things. Like nobody noticed why are these family members getting killed. All right, it's not going to try and tell us right away, but I can say it is a little telling that Robert Kennedy is actually running for president because, he's a guy who's witnessed this country killing his family one by one throughout his whole childhood, throughout his whole growth and development. So it gets a little crazy, but let's see what's going on here. Let's see what's going on. Just gave y'all the backstory on Robert F. Kennedy. He's gaining a lot of popularity, and I really salute him for being on this podcast right here. We're just gonna skip through.
This pick up a phone or go to this website or stop supporting this. What exactly can we do to change?
People need to be educated. And Martin Luther King's time, he was educating people and saying, 45% of every paratrooper movement unit in Vietnam is black. And, today, if you're not a sports star or a rap star like yourselves or hip hop stars, but living the easy life like yourselves,
and I gotta press pause real quick. Robert F. Kennedy will be the only president that can flex. Like the nigga he's the nigga toned up. You know what I'm saying? He will be the only president that got abs and shit like that. The motherfucker, you know, he be in the gym. What president you see in the gym and shit like that? That nigga, you know, it's good to see a president, a leader of a nation that looks in shape. You know, he's taking care of himself. When you're taking care of yourself, that shows that you can take care of a nation. How you taking care of a nation and you can't take care of yourself? You know what I'm saying? But The Rock ain't running. So the Rock is running for 24? Alright, maybe the presidency after, but I don't see him out. That's gonna be a left field wild card. Why?
Why does it want to against Trump?
Yeah. So he's like announcing he's admitted he's a joke also. Yeah, I mean I'm saying, but like I don't know, The Rock. I don't know, he's just a likable guy, but
you ever seen Idiocracy?
yeah. I can see that happening. No, I can see that. I can see that. The reason why I feel like R.F. Kennedy wouldn't win presidency is because he's too good. The story is too good. It's too good for, you know, someone of a family who was slain on live television, constantly getting murdered. Everybody with the last name Kennedy. You gotta be scared, you know, to have that last name. Now, becoming president, trying to become, imagine he gets to become president. And he has the what do you call it? The stride of justice within him. Because he has a reason. And the shit that he's talking about is very unpopular. The shit that he says is very controversial. You know what I'm saying? The shit that he says is very, you know, provoking in a nice manner. And he's a diligent, decent, and, you know, he's a decent guy. I don't know. Where am I getting, or what?
How do you describe it?
Has he? Where I'm getting it from is by looking up his videos and stuff like that.
So he's coming from off the street, running for president?
He's a Kennedy. How could he come up with?
That's not telling me.
Oh, I don't know. I don't.
Like, was he a senator? Was he a councilman? Did he hold any other office before trying to become president?
That I don't know. I don't know. I honestly couldn't tell you who's the president. I mean, who's in office in fucking Iowa right now, or I couldn't tell you who's in office in New York right now, besides Cuomo and whatever, you know. But I'm not sure if he ran for. I mean, if he was in office in any other states. But I do know, before he was running for president, he did make his presence known amongst the black communities. He was the only person who did interviews with Louis Farrakhan. You know? And that's telling. Because people furthered themselves away from anybody who's even close to them.
Ignorance. Ignorant people try to stay away from Farrakhan.
Yeah.
Because they know nothing. They just know what they hear.
Yeah, they just know what they hear. But he, you know, he goes hard. You know? And he be in the gym. Politic in the gym? That's what I'm saying. Like, more politics need to be in the gym.
Is that what this is? I missed it completely.
You know, what is your choice if you're in this neighborhood? And, you know, I admire you so much because you told me that you never took a drug. You know, and that, you know, coming from where you came from you know, with all the challenges, that takes incredible character. You know, that you are a man of immense character. So,
thank you.
You know, it's true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is, but thank you.
And so, but what is available to a kid who wants to escape, you know, this life?
Right.
Well, if you're not an NBA athlete, and if you're not a hip hop star, your main choice is the military. If you don't want to go into a gang, you go into the military because they're going to pay for your education, they're going to pay for your housing, they're going to give you a health care program. But the fix is that you got to go kill people, and that is going to cripple you.
Yeah, I have family members who kind of struggle with that. They've been in the military for years. You know, they had to work these operations where when they come home, all they do is drink.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And they've got, you know, PTSD.
Yeah.
The same kind of drugs that these kids are looking to escape. These vets are coming home looking to escape. They don't want to think about what they just happened. Who's to blame? I think so many more presidential and candidates, period, across the map.
All right. Who's to blame? You want to? Who do you think is to blame, Kat?
I hate shit like this, man. You can't ask me.
No, yeah, I don't know. So, I mean, I know, but people don't know.
This motherfucker just sitting here placating to people of color. He's acting like he knows what's going on, but he's talking about shit that happened back in the 1970s. It's the same fucking story. Like, you're talking about situations that happened back in the 1970s, man. I seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about something that's happening today.
What is he talking about less about that happened in the 1970s?
Exactly what you just said. He said there's nothing but becoming an entertainer or becoming an athlete to get out of these impoverished situations. It's been that way since the dawn of time, bro.
He's talking about what's going on now.
All the other option you have is going to the military. And that's the same, bro. It's the same trope. But talk about something that's really going on in the streets. The biggest topic that's going on in New York right now is the guns. Come on there and talk about that. Don't talk about something that's been going on for 30-odd years. It's not like you won't change it. Everybody comes on to if you pay attention, all of them come on to our platform to talk about the same stuff. Year in and year out. There is no change. He would have got more credibility if he was talking about what's going on in the Bronx. He was talking about all the guns that are going on through Brooklyn. I would have listened. He's coming on talking about the same tropes that have been going on. So I don't want to hear it, bro. And he's talking about who's to blame. Come on, man. Like,
no, he asked the question.
Exactly. Like, come on. Like, what do you know who's to blame? That's a dumbass question. You know who's to blame. You know what it is, bro. It's corruption. It's funds not going where they're supposed to go. It's no sense of community. Every community that we have is impoverished. Wherever you see people of color together, it's impoverished. But come on, man.
I got a different take on it. I do give RFK the benefit of the doubt because it is only 2 minutes into the interview. And what he's talking about is going on today. There is no escape other than rap, ball, or the military when it comes to the hood. And which is why myself, I try to advocate there are other different kind of escapes because there's plenty of different kind of escapes. It's just you gotta.
But you do realize that that's BS because the two most prominent people on the internet right now are from the hood.
Who's the most?
You got Kai Cenat, who's breaking all types of records on Twitch and whatnot. He's from the hood. He's from the Bronx. Like, yo, there are other. You got kids that are on the internet right now killing from the hood. So what is this old nigga talking about? Like, come on, get out of here, bro. Get out of here. There are a lot of kids in the inner city making money off the internet. So there is another option.
Are
So
those
what is
people
this even
talking about?
bro?
Hold up. Are those people talking about how they did it?
You can see how they did it.
No, I'm saying like those people. It's their responsibility, and not in a sense, it's their responsibility coming up from the hood. If they care about the hood, it's their responsibility coming up from the hood and finding a way to make it outside of the normal. To say, hey, this is how I did it. Because motherfuckers could be watching them, but still stuck in the same paradigm because, they think they just got it from point A to point B on YouTube instead of knowing the process. So if somebody comes out the hood, they got to throw a little rope of information. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that they, like we mentioned, like there's some people from the Bronx that's on the internet and they killing it on YouTube and stuff like that. Those people should talk about that. But I gotta give him some type of benefit of the doubt because he's like 65 years old, and this type of way of getting money and escapism is fairly new. I mean, there's a lot of people. I look at people that don't know about ChatGPT like they got 5 heads. I look and there's a lot of people in the hood right now that still don't know how to use the internet.
Yeah, bro. When I see these people come on platforms with people that look like us, I just think it's full-blown PlayStation. I don't take none of it seriously. You're not serious. You're just trying to get a vote.
Hillary Clinton.
Hillary Clinton, exactly. Hillary Clinton with the "I got hot sauce in my bag."
That was the
Shut
killer.
up.
Hold up.
Joe Biden talking about you ain't black if you don't know who I am.
What? We gotta. All right, let's keep it real, cuz. Let's not ignore the profound obvious. This is a presidential candidate on Math Hoffa fucking YouTube channel.
Trying to get votes.
Presidential candidate on Math Hoffa.
Trying to get votes.
Let him get votes. What is this? What else is his intent? Like he's on. What is he gonna do? He needs the votes to try
to change nothing.
Nothing's gonna change.
Nothing's gonna change.
Hold up, but I'm looking. Look at the. Hold up. You're ignoring the whole principle here. The principle is Math Hoffa TV YouTube channel is a very lowbrow hood YouTube channel. I was just talking before we got on this live. I'm here like, yo, what? Robert Kennedy on Math Hoffa?
Okay.
This is where you don't expect Jay-Z ain't even on this shit yet.
Okay. What's the point?
Now, I just mentioned how Robert Kennedy was the only guy I know that shook hands with Louis Farrakhan. So I gotta give him some kind of credit because he's not going where the popularity is. It's not popular. This is not popular.
I just tell you he's desperate for votes. That's all I tell you.
Now examine that. Why does that tell you he's desperate for votes?
He's doing something out of the norm. When you step out of the box, you're really trying to get something.
When you step out of the box, you're trying to get something?
Tell me what box that Big Trump step out of.
What box did he step out of?
What box did he step out of?
He
played the role. He stepped out of no boxes. He played the role until he got to the top.
He played the role. He stayed in popularity. He stayed everywhere that's popular. If there's something that's bad,
he didn't need to placate.
If there's something that's bad, he's going to say.
Look at my African Americans. Look at them. Come on, son.
Anything that people shame upon, he's going to shame upon it. Anything that was popular to shame upon, he's going to shame upon it. Facts. Anything that's popular to agree upon, he's going to agree upon it. Now, he's against, all right, let's go there. He's against the vaccine. That was very unpopular.
Everything you banned on YouTube.
And he still stands behind it. So that's contrary. That's a contradiction to what you're saying. Because you're saying that he's stepping into the boxes and stuff like that for votes. Outside of boxes for votes. But stepping outside of boxes, that I don't even understand that logic right there. Because stepping outside of the box, when I interpret stepping outside of the box,
he's not doing anything wrong.
That means to me, stepping outside of the box is thinking outside of the box is being kind of rebellion to popular narrative. You know?
Not popular. Anything that's been done before.
I don't know. I feel like there's more genuinity in what he's doing because he's not doing something that's popular.
He's a politician. How can you see anything like that?
I don't believe. Look, and just for full disclosure,
you don't know these people.
Full disclosure, I think they're all crooks. But when it comes to politics, we kind of just got to deal with the most favorable crook, you know. And
you don't see a problem with that.
There's a lot of problems. You don't see any problems. You don't see any problems in what you deal with, and you just got to deal with it. Yo,
I choose not to, bro. Honestly, I haven't.
There's not something.
Obama, and that was a mistake.
You voted. I never voted.
I got caught up. I got swept up in it.
There's never been a time.
Yes, you can. I got swept up in it.
There's never been a time.
I was thinking this man was going to be Black Superman.
I knew it was full of shit.
He was change that. Didn't happen.
And you know what he did?
What he still hasn't done.
You know what he did?
What he still hasn't done.
The fuck he can't do shit now. But you know what he did?
No.
Hold on, no. You know what he did? He stayed popular. He was everything popping.
Even after his presidency. Because I gave him that. I was like, all right, maybe his hands is tied. He can't really, you know what I mean, muscle away. I thought even after his presidency, especially when Floyd got popped, I was like, yo, if there's any time to rally, that man sat behind his desk in his crib like nothing happened. So.
Yo, there's nothing. I mean, look, because it's not now someone that I know of, Robert Kennedy. Now, from what I gathered, I could see him still. You know, I could see him still, even with being out of the office, he was still talking shit. You gotta think about it. This nigga got a chip on his shoulder.
Chip on his shoulder from what?
I just said, Robert F. Kennedy has a chip on his shoulder. You know what a chip on the shoulder means?
Yeah, you got something against him, something that he's fighting against. What is it?
If someone murdered all of your family members and it's CIA documented.
All of your family members, we only got 2. Who the others?
It was more than 2. It was his cousin. If someone murdered me, your father, let's get personal. If someone his cousin was Robert Kennedy's son. I mean, his cousin, the cousin was the president's son.
The nigga who died of COVID.
Yeah.
How did you figure that to be murder?
Alright, we ain't gonna do that.
I mean, you made a statement.
We ain't gonna. No.
You made a statement.
You go ahead.
You made a statement.
No, you gonna have me go in some kind of conspiracy world. It's something that
that's
if you know, you know.
I heard Martha's Vineyard.
If you know, you know. But it's just a coinkydink that this one happened to die on the plane. You know, everybody else has been slain.
Who's the one that killed that girl in the lake? They made a movie about it. You know who that was?
I don't know.
I know you do dirt, you get dirt. That's how that goes.
You know, I'm gonna go ahead and make a whole nother episode on this channel about that because I kind of
question. I find out that movie because I know that movie like just came out. Like one of them killed a girl in a lake and like tried to cover it up. I'm
sure they probably had to get dirty too, man, because they was getting dirt. And I'm not fending for them, but no, nigga, you gonna say that what he got a chip on the shoulder for? Imagine, you're still in politics, and you had to keep it solid with your cousin killed your daddy killed, your uncle killed, all of that, all these niggas dead. And allegedly, the government that you're in killed them. And we're about to get into it right now because we don't even know what's going on, what they're talking about. I suspect that they're talking about, who was responsible for the death of Robert Kennedy. You know what I'm saying? We're about to get into it.
Would get so much further if you would tell us this is the guy who made the decision to do X, Y, Z, A, B, and C, 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Or these three guys. Like when you tell us about somebody putting a plant where it shouldn't be.
Right.
Or you tell us about somebody saying, hey, we're going to go do this war regardless of what you think. Or we're going to spend this money.
Falls under the category of
they. Right. Who's they? Who made the decision to say, hey, we're going to spend this much money on the Ukraine instead of feeding people who actually need it? Who's that guy or that girl or that group? Who are they?
It's called the military-industrial complex. And Dwight Eisenhower, who was the general in world, the commanding general of the Allied forces in World War II, then ran for president. And the day that he left office, January 17, 1961, my birthday, I was in Washington. 3 days later, I'd watch my uncle take the oath of office. But Eisenhower made the most important speech probably now in American history, where he warned America that if we were not careful, that the military-industrial, this permanent warfare economy and machine that we created would destroy our democracy, would subvert all of the institutions that we've created, would impoverish our country and turn us into a surveillance and security state. And my uncle, he actually tried to make peace with the Soviet Union, but the CIA thwarted him. Alan Dulles thwarted him. And my uncle comes in.
What was the guy's name?
Alan Dulles. He's the guy he was the big villain in American history. He's
Alan
the guy
Dulles.
who turned the CIA into this, machine for overthrowing democracies and turned it against the American people. And he was, he then lied to my uncle about the Bay of Pigs. My uncle said, why are we going down? Because my uncle comes into office and they said, first thing you need to know is we're about to invade Cuba. It's a secret. We've trained 2,000 Cuban troops. They're armed, they're dangerous, and we're going to send them down and we're going to overthrow Castro. And we're going to need U.S. military.
He's talking about John F. Kennedy.
Yeah, his uncle.
How does he know this? The president was just freely giving this information. How do you know this information? And how is he freely talking about this information if it was confidential information?
All right. Can I give my opinion? Maybe.
I just want you to think about that a little bit.
I mean, I could relate.
Before you respond.
And the only way I can,
because he's talking real freely right now, like they have personal conversations right
now. Now, in my logic, when you see something, you can only relate with it, try to relate with it to see if you can understand it for being true. I know a lot of things on the inside because of my family members. You know what I'm saying? Like when
family members are in government,
they're in a sect of
none of your family members are government. None of your family members are the president.
However, they are in some type of code of secrecy. And you don't know how secret things are really in the presidency. I think there's just an air of this air of what's the word? You just feel like it's secret or whatever, and they just take advantage off of the idea that people think that this is secret, but they live in the same house. I mean, if you're president, yeah, they was in the same house. Yeah, John F. Kennedy.
Robert F.
He was going over his cousin's house.
So they did.
How you know that? I lived in my cousin's house. I was downstairs. Sorry, downstairs.
The president of the United States, and he's talking about the Bay of Pigs invasion of Cuba as if he was in the room.
Alright. No, but I'm saying like, come on, we can't act like that's not possible just only because what's the word? Confidentiality. You know what I'm saying? Not
I'm saying it sounds a little weird.
Not only because of that, like, come on. You know how many stories he's in the source, my nigga. Like, regardless of what, he's in the source. You know? He's not gonna be blind to everything. He's gonna know more than the people. I know. By using logic. Yeah, he could be lying. However, I know he knows more than he does. You know what I'm saying? I know he knows more than I do. It seems possible for him to know what he's talking about. You know what would be even crazier, right?
Him giving all this information, but I swear to God, if we was to ask Malaya or the other Obama girl, if they knew anything about it,
yeah, they pinky swear it in. You know what I'm saying? They know what's up. They pinky swear it in, but he got a chip on his shoulder. Malaya or whatever, her people ain't been getting murdered. Everything about him is anger. He's fueled off of anger, low key.
Military support, and my uncle said, I'm not doing that. Why? He said, I don't like that Castro has a communist government, but that's Cuba's business. It's not American business. People can choose their own governments and experiment with them, and we don't have to like them, but we don't have the right to change them. And America's not going to, invade a little tiny country. That's a bad look and be a bully. And he said, Dulles and his Joint Chief said, well, don't worry, the troops are going to go over there, and we need to carry the Navy, then they'll do all the fighting. And my uncle said, well, Castro's got 200,000, an army of 200,000 men. How are these 2,000 men going to defeat that army? And he said that the CIA lied to him, and they said, we've infiltrated the army. We know that they're going to rise up and turn on Castro as soon as our men land.
That's crazy.
And my uncle said,
my godfather,
when
they flipped on Castro.
That part was in Godfather?
Yeah.
Oh, it was in Godfather.
Yeah,
I didn't see Godfather. But nah, I know they did mad shit to get to Castro. Nigga, you ain't see a lot of things that recently you told me. I'm like, what, nigga? What? You bugging. I don't understand how you ain't see a lot of shit. But I seen one Godfather. I just haven't. Come on. I was a child. I gotta watch it again. But, nigga, come on, man. We ain't gonna do that. Anyways, try to get on me for not seeing Godfather. You didn't see something. Nigga, what was it recently you said that you didn't see, and I don't understand how you make it in life not seeing? Ah, damn, it's pouring down out of nowhere. But, nah, I do know that the U.S. government did all kinds of insane tricks to get to fucking Fidel Castro. I mean, I heard they sprayed the whole country with LSD, trying to get them to like talk crazy. I mean, trying to get them to like get delusional. They tried to make them. They hit them with a gay bomb. There's actually a such thing called a gay bomb, and they tried to use that to. No, this is when they turned gay to homosexual.
Oh yeah.
This gay actually has no homo, but the term gay does kind of seem like a happy definition, right? I mean, a happy connotation.
That's what I knew it to be. Then it became homosexual.
And then it became homosexual. Just like woke. Nah, when I grew up,
Let's not.
nah, when I grew up,
The
woke,
white people took woke and made it something totally disgusting.
totally something else. Back then, it just used to
Stay
mean,
woke, buddy.
yeah, it just used to
Keep
mean,
your head up.
back
Pay
then,
attention.
yeah, it meant, the Illuminati, maybe. You know what I'm saying? But now, that shit turns something highly political.
Like they always do about this time.
Yeah. And, I mean, you had Marvin Gaye. Gaye was, I'm happy, nice and gay. I remember hearing the podcast, the old podcast, and the way he said gay. You know what I'm saying? I was like, wow, this is an old podcast, Because the way he said it, it just matched, and it was just right. But it's not what it means today. But, yeah, man. I knew they was doing all kinds of things to get to Fidel Castro. They was doing everything.
You're not using the U.S. military. My uncle didn't want to send them, but the CIA said if you keep these guys here, they're going to cause terrible trouble because they're armed and dangerous, and they're going to consider you a traitor, and they're going to cause a lot of trouble. So my uncle said, you're not going to use the U.S. military, so they got United Fruit, which owned all the sugar cane before Castro had thrown them out, to give them boats to bring those men over. And the men died on the beach or were captured by Castro. And that's when my uncle said, I want to shatter the CIA in 1,000 pieces and scatter it to the winds. And my uncle then, the CIA wanted him to go into Laos. He refused. They wanted him to go to Vietnam. He refused. They wanted him to go to war in '62 with Russia. Instead, he made friends secretly with Khrushchev. Mm-hmm. They started corresponding with each other, and they both realized that they were surrounded by people who wanted them to go to war. And my uncle kept them out, but then my uncle's killed, almost certainly by the CIA and the military-industrial complex. My father then runs against them. He also gets killed, again, almost certainly by the CIA. The man who actually fired the shots that killed him was a CIA asset, a guy called Eugene Caesar. Lee Harvey Oswald, we now know, was a CIA asset.
Yeah.
And the military-industrial, and we went through all of these traumas. My father's death, Dr. King's death, Malcolm X's death, the Vietnam War, the 9/11, and COVID. Each one pushed us further down the road into a security state, into becoming more a possession of the military. When Mitch McConnell was asked about, why are we spending $113 billion in Ukraine? He said, he said, don't worry about it, because that money is not actually staying in Ukraine. It is going to military contractors. It's just going over, technically going to Ukraine, but we're actually just buying, going to General Dynamics and
other
right.
soldiers.
And he said, so it's all American companies, and that's good for our country.
Yeah. And that
is their rationale. And they're over there, they're killing Ukrainian kids, so nobody here is going to complain because nobody here is, we're watching the coffins come home.
Right.
And so it's the perfect war for the military. They get to, re-up their contracts, and those are the people who drive policy in Washington, D.C.
So is Mitch McConnell they?
He's part of them.
Okay.
I mean, Joe Biden is they.
Because when you
Joe
say
Biden is
Joe Biden,
when you say the military-industrial complex, I'm still looking for names. Like where
Victoria Nuland, Joe Biden, Anthony Blinken. Those are the people who are driving it.
Those three names.
Yeah, those three names.
Okay. So when you get in, Joe Biden will go and you'll fire the other guys? Is that
all of those. I will reorganize the CIA, and we have 800 bases abroad. You know how many the Chinese have? 1.5. The Russians may have 1. I don't know, but we have 800. And each one is just a platform for a new war. And the function of the CIA is to provide the military-industrial complex. Because my uncle discovered this with this pipeline of continual new wars, to fuel that, and that money is being paid by the American middle class. That's why we don't have a middle class left in this country.
This trap turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers.
And that was like,
smack rappers that you know smack rappers.
that was like, you know what I'm saying? That was even like, now, if you want the real deal, Holyfield, cuz, I'm gonna tell you who's they. Oh, God.
You just don't listen.
Nah, he still put a cap on it, on some political, politically understandable.
Hey guys, we in the Matrix already.
I'm gonna tell you who's they. Alright? It's the cabal. You know what I'm saying?
We talk about Marvel superheroes and shit.
And they put it in Marvel superheroes so it could make people like me look crazy. You know what I'm saying? They put these real, true realities, the truth, into fiction. So when somebody's spitting truth, it sounds like fiction. So it could just, you see, just what happened. I just said cabal, and this guy just walks off talking about I'm talking Marvel superheroes. See, that's the problem. What's going on with the mind of the masses and stuff like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, it is. All right, so to break it all down, it's kind of like a domino effect. You feel me? Everybody's just trying to win. When you got a situation when everybody's just trying to win, it's easily controllable. So you got the head honchos, right? Imagine a company, and you got the head, the HNIC. Now the head nigga in charge. So, and then you got people trying to get in good with the head nigga in charge, and because when you get in good with that type of person, your life becomes better. So they're a whole bunch of yes men. You better not say no or you'll get fired and your life will be miserable. So they are like the generals. They're like the, lower level. And then you got a lower level amongst them. Those people are probably, just to skip to it, are probably the presidents and the leaders of this country right now. There's a shadow government, and I hate the word shadow because it adds some type of, it adds some type of sensationalism. But then you got the president level, and then you got the people that just idolize the president, and then you got the TV.
Yeah, I really wish you actually know what because everything you talk about is shit.
No, you sent me a meme, and I was like, all right, I gotta watch that. You sent me a meme.
Everything you talking about is exactly what that shit is.
No, you sent me a meme that I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. But then you got the TV. And even President Nixon said a lot of shit on a hot mic that is incredible.
I can imagine. Oh wait, that was Watergate, right?
He did the Watergate.
Yeah,
Yo,
that was a hot mic.
He was such. I am not a crook. Let's get this straight. This whole thing is crooked. I'm not the crook. This whole shit is. You should have just finished that speech up that way. You know what I'm saying? Because he was just spitting. Yo, he said the American people don't believe anything unless it's on TV. He said it, man. It's a quotable. I ain't making it up. It's a quotable. Yo, so now we got TV, which is television. They make these things called programs for a reason. It's programming. When you're watching something, you're receiving something at the same time. Oh, damn, that looked hard. There was a in the background. But so when you're receiving something, you're receiving an image. You know what I'm saying? So now that I never seen a particular individual in real life, but I seen this type of individual on TV, I know how to carry. I mean, because of what went on the TV, I'm gonna carry myself among that kind of way. Like when you see Animal Planet on TV and you see some shit about ants and you know and you see a real ant in real life and you're like, oh, that ant got some honey in it or some crazy shit. You know, I seen some. No, there was an Animal Planet episode where the ant actually carried some kind of honey in on his backside or some crazy shit. It looked like a grape. You know what I'm saying? Well, anyways, I'm just using that as an example. Like, yo, we get programmed from TV, and now that is the problem. In my perspective, I feel like the people that just take everything for face value is the problem, because that's the only way things will carry on. Because y'all take people like me as the enemy. You know what I'm saying? I've done something wrong to you. Like people that says something unpopular as if they did something wrong. But really and truly, they're just being programmed to attack people that they're programmed to attack. They're programmed from the narrators to attack anybody who said something outside of their narrative. You know? And that's the problem. And that's where you get these officers. And that's where you get the other governmental bodies that carry out these laws that they feel bad for afterwards. They low-key sit to themselves. When they're stuck with everybody, nobody but themselves, feel bad. Like, damn, I did. And I was completely wrong. And when those laws get applied to them, that's when they go on strike. That's when they want to go on strike. And to me, that's the most heinous crime. Those are the most dangerous type of people. The people that's willing to inflict things on others that they wouldn't take on themselves. And I seen one video that was talking about governmental bodies and stuff like that. It's like, you gotta think, when will it be okay for you? The government is supposed to be made for you. It's designed, it's literally a tool for society. It's not society for the government. It's not society for the government. It's supposed to be a tool for society. So this man says something like, when is it okay for them to use lethal force on yourself in case things go wrong? And what he said reminded me of what Batman did in the Justice League and stuff like that. Nobody really. No, it just reminded me because that's some cop shit. So nobody ever thinks about themselves. They just think about, yeah, I'm gonna you pull a gun on that guy if he does that. But okay, when it's okay for them to pull a gun on you if shit goes left? This thing's flickering on my okay. Yeah. So when is it okay for
y'all don't see the problem, I should be.
You feel me? So, you know, there's a lot of things we got to bring in perspective. But, nah, I'm going to go ahead with, you know, so far, JFK is, I ain't going to hold you. The Rock is not even running, Kevin. It's not.
I can't be like RFK, man. I got
shit.
I spoke to The Rock. He told me that he's running.
Oh, my God. That's some bullshit.
What is this?
This shit hit. It's alright. You know, it's that when you can't afford to end. That's what that is. What we got here? So,
crypto nigga turns into chop suey.
Chop suey. Crypto stew. Nah, that's cool.
R.I.P. to this.
Yo, R.I.P. Wow. Sorry, nah. Abracadabra. So Agabada. Sorry, nah. All right. What's up with the English? Police have launched a murder investigation after the dismembered remains of missing millionaire Fernando Perez Algebra. His last name was Algebra. 41 years old, was discovered by a group of children in Argentina after a weekend. The grisly case came to light after kids found a red suitcase filled with body parts while playing by a stream in the town of Ingeniero Bruj in Buenos Aires, Providence on Sunday. That's crazy. The children.
That happens a lot.
It's still crazy to me. Just playing around and finding not a dead body, but dead body parts. Some dead body parts. Yeah, I want to see some dead body parts. The children's parents notified the Buenos Aires police, who inspected the package and reportedly found the victim's legs and forearms inside, discovering another whole arm in the stream. It's crazy. Oh, I see another piece. They just connect the dots. Composite of Fernando, whatever, and his dismembered remains. R.I.P. to the dude. Police have launched a murder investigation after dismembered remains of missing millionaire Fernando Perez, 41. He looked all right to be 41. Was discovered by a group of children in Argentina over the weekend. It's crazy. The body parts were cleanly amputated, suggesting the work of a professional, local media reported. Meanwhile, subsequent autopsy revealed that the victim had been shot 3 times before the dismemberment. Police identified Algebra by his fingerprints and also by distinctive tattoos on the body parts. The entrepreneur had been declared missing since last Tuesday. This is recent.
Wow.
The businessman had accumulated millions renting luxury vehicles and selling cryptocurrency, which he frequently advertised to his 900 followers. I'm gonna have to look this up. What do you mean it's a pyramid scheme? What pyramid scheme? What did I read that made you think of a pyramid scheme? Nigga, it wasn't no pyramid scheme. Because of cryptocurrency.
They killed him because of cryptocurrency?
Yes. Alright.
What makes you get killed because of cryptocurrency?
Now, let me finish this article and I'm going to tell you.
That's a lot written down there.
Yeah, there's a lot. But, yeah. So the influencer who lived in Barcelona, Spain, had reportedly been staying in Argentina for a week prior his alleged murder. Algebra had reportedly rented an apartment and was supposed to return the keys in July 19th, but failed to show up to answer the phone, accordingly to testimony by property owner. Police have arrested one suspect in connection with Algebra's death, and while the motive behind the alleged murder remains unclear, the authorities suspect that the influencer was killed over his numerous debts.
There you go.
The marked...
I know Ponzi scheme involves a lot of debts, so keep reading, my nigga.
The marked and tragic end for businessman known by friends as Lettuce, who started working at the age of 14. I started with a bicycle and a box and started selling sandwiches, said Algebra, who reportedly graduated to buying vehicles to repair and resell. The budding entrepreneur allegedly paid off and had large whole warehouse of high-end cars, motorcycles, jet skis when he was 24. So, yeah, Algebra had racked up irrecoverable debts with Argentina tax agency, while his company, Motors Lettuce SRL, began bouncing checks.
There you go.
less than it was a bear market, man.
There you go.
Less than a year after January 18th incorporation. Algebra had also left a note on his phone claiming that he had lost a lot of money investing in crypto. The Nacion reported. And Algebra's troubles weren't limited to the business sphere. He had reportedly ran an off-foul of Barras, a violent gang heavily involved in Argentina's soccer scene, which reportedly demand that he pay a $40,000 loan. Yo, it's something about that type of trouble. It's crazy. It's like when you rich and balling and in trouble.
It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of fucking time.
When you driving for raw reason, you got a pet tiger, and you owing niggas. Shit. That shit is wild.
You're gonna watch that shit on your timeline so many times.
That shit is wild.
Particularly at your front door.
Yeah. Could you imagine the niggas that he owe and you gotta watch him on social media balling?
Oh, this nigga think it's a joke. Right.
Hold up.
Shop sued.
Oh, after that $40,000 loan, it's only $40,000. If something happens to me, everyone is already warned. That was his last message he wrote.
There you go. Shut up. Yeah, shut up.
Come on, cuz. Alright, so, boom. Alright, now,
what you saying about that?
my take on that, you know what I'm saying? My take is this. Alright? Y'all don't understand how much money is involved in. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of money involved into this cryptocurrency scene. You know, it is the light bulb. When Thomas Edison was trying to explain the light bulb, everybody was like, "Man, this nigga's smoking crack." Everybody was like, "Man, what is this guy talking about? What is this guy?" You don't see anything for what it is during the moment. You know, you gotta see, like, you don't notice. A lot of people fail to notice the potential of things. People only notice what is it right now. People don't see the potential of anything. Literally, like the masses of people, majority of people don't see the potential of how things can play out of any particular thing. So, like, for instance, cryptocurrency is, it could, Hillary Clinton even stated on a large platform that the dangers of cryptocurrency, and one of them that she emphasized is that it could dethrone governments. When you have a lot of money out of nowhere that's untraceable, that's outside of the, because when you really sit back and think about it, the government does not have any purpose within our currency. The way, if I trade money with you, why does Uncle Sam have to know? If I trade any kind of value with you, if I give you something that could make your life a little better,
because they need peace. That's how governments work.
Because the government's job is to exist. Their only job is to stay alive. That's it. And to deceive and lie to people to make them believe that they need them, when really and truly the government needs the people. You know? It's to deceive and make things completely backwards.
You know what I was telling my mom?
What's that?
The American people will never go to the U.S. government.
No. Because the American people...
Such division.
So much division.
It is such, like, nah.
The American...
The January 6th insurrection was a clear cut, like, America is never going to be on the same page. That alone just let me know. They wilded the fuck out. They thought that it couldn't happen to them, and now a lot of them are in jail for it. Can you imagine if this country was to actually come together? If this country was to actually be on one page, we would be a superpower over and over and over. There would be no country that could mess with this country if everyone was to actually be on the same page like other countries. Say like a Belgium. You know what I mean? Like you got to search out the countries that really have a sense of nationalism, and from the top to the bottom, everybody's working on the same page. Because if America were to actually do that, this place would be a utopia.
Nah, you're right. But to be honest, America don't do that, and America's a reflection of their own sins. To me, I feel like, you know, the reason why America is the way it is right now is because of the sins of humanity. There's some people out here that literally feel like they're better, they're superior than others. Wow. And some people out here that's not even in position of power. You know, they intrinsically feel like this is okay. And once they happen to be in the position of power, they will carry out the same shit. And
yeah, but I feel like if you had more people, if it was more diverse up and down the board, because you have whole counties, you have whole towns, you have whole provinces where the people only look one shape. There's no diversity whatsoever in these places. So if you were working in a place that has no diversity, or even if the little bit of diversity that you do have is Asian, but they hold no power in the town, or the province, or the state, nothing can be done. It's not until we have diversity up and down the board where things are going to change. Because you have one person say something, and then you got 3 or 4 people say, nah, I don't think that's right. That's how change happens.
You know,
but if you have somebody saying something and everybody agrees with no, that's how things stay status quo.
You know why that kind of adds on to my point when it comes to America as a reflection of the intrinsic sin of the people, is because diversity is what kind of solidified that opinion that I have. Because diversity, we actually seen different colors of people into office, and they just use that. You know, they just use that as a advantage. You know what I'm saying? They used it to their advantage to get into the position that they are, but then they carry out the same type of bullshit to stay above ground.
You gotta give me an example.
BLM.
Whoa.
I can use BLM. That's the first thing that popped up on my brain.
That has nothing to do with government. I was talking about government, bro.
All right, government.
Because I see a lot of people that look like us that are trying to change shit down south. Especially the woman down south that turned Atlanta. She turned Georgia from red to blue.
All right.
That's the difference that I'm talking about.
Don't do the colors.
I'm just saying that a change was made. That's all I'm saying.
What
I ain't saying it was a right change.
Mean?
The thought
now,
process.
The power is good there. The power element,
that's
I
all I'm talking about. The thought process change. We're not talking about what it changed to.
Thought process.
I'm just saying
toxic.
the thought process.
That thought process is toxic, and I kind of want to bet. I would almost bet.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
I would almost bet that homelessness will be on the rise.
What? You see how many people got evicted from Atlanta? They're talking about like 77,000 people got evicted.
I would almost bet.
Bro, it's crazy.
Right, now, let me reword that. Let me take that back. I'll take that back. I would suspect that welfare will be on the rise. Since she turned things from red to blue, I would suspect that welfare will be on the rise. And I'm purple. I'm nothing. Yeah, I'm just black.
I think we should get rid of both.
I'm just black. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
Both should be abolished, and I think we need. Honestly, if you ask me, everything needs to go back to the drawing board because this stuff was made up by people who do not look like us, who did not have us in mind. Everything has to go back to the drawing board.
But there's a thing.
Every policy has to get revisited from the top to the bottom. And until that's done, this nation will run along with the status quo because nobody wants to go against the things that help build this company.
They don't.
This company, you hear me?
Yeah, it is a company.
Exactly.
It's a company. They don't, and a lot of times, I'm honestly, bro. Like my advice to the people is not even fighting it, and just knowing how it works and make your money and use this shit. America is it benefits the business owners. It benefits the capitalists. You know, and it's not hard to be a capitalist. So get away from all the what's bad and what's good, and just do for yourself. Honestly, because that's what everybody else is doing.
I don't think that leads to a good nation, bro. If everybody goes for self, that does not lead for a good nation. You're only as strong as your weakest link. You never heard that before? That's a sports reference. I'm not sure if you're too familiar with that.
I don't have any weak links. I don't know. I like I said earlier in this episode.
Usually weak link. You can't think about yourself because that's self-centered. Your weakest link is people sitting out here. You have the mentally disabled getting none of what they need. You have people that are homeless that can actually do a service, but they just don't have the opportunity. You have kids. I don't even want to talk about kids because these kids out here getting done so dirty with the stuff that they're being fed and the stuff that's coming into their mental. Like, there are really fucked up shit going on in America that nobody wants to talk about. That is the weakest link. But yet you have people who are making millions of dollars and this stuff don't affect them at all in their daily life. So it's not real to them. And that's the problem. When you can sit back, go throughout your whole entire day and see nothing wrong with America, that is the sickest nightmare that you are living.
No, there's a lot of things wrong with America, but the thing is, trying to fight it, you only got one life to live. You know, you only got one life to live, and there's 196,940,000 square miles of this planet that you could live on. You know what I'm saying? There's only what do you call it? There's only America only has like what, less than a third of the population. We live in a fucking box. You know what I'm saying? And we think like we have to struggle. No, let these motherfuckers struggle. Let these educate, do what you can, but trying to fight these politics, it's like, I don't know. Like, I really feel like it's a waste of effort. You got one life to live, and there's cash rules everything around me. And you know, if you was to do for yourself, and what's a more correct way to saying being about your business, starting your own business, or not even starting your own business. Fuck starting your own business. Buy a business that already has revenue and make your money work for you. Regardless of what your status is, you're going to be looked at in the high regard from all kinds of politics. You know what I'm saying? And policemen. If you're making money, they're going to look at you and be like, oh yeah. You know what I'm saying? There's a thing called lobbying. And this lobbying thing, they love people with money. Lobbying is what gets people in office. It's what gets money funded to candidates to run office. Lobbying. And you need people that has money. So that's why they like to be around people with money. And the whole Sam Bankman-Fried situation, the dude that did the FTX crypto crash and all that shit, all of those people that had his side, that was on his side, was all Democrats. And they looked at him as the golden child. Why? It wasn't because of his intelligence, because there was nothing intelligent in what he was doing. It was because about the fucking money. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I feel like, you know, it's important. That's why I feel like some good advice would be to get your money, and then you can start your own little non-profits to make a change and shit like that. If you really want to make a change, because begging for a change ain't gonna do it. And I don't know how we even got all the way over here, but crypto could get highly political, and you know what I'm saying, because pretty soon everybody's going to be dealing with it. You know, everybody's going to be involved in some kind of cryptocurrency in some kind of way without even knowing it. And the early adopters, they're the ones getting sniped off or going through the most trouble because their biggest competition is the most dangerous people of the planet. I'm talking like you motherfucker come around you and sneeze and you dying in 12 seconds. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy out here. So, R.I.P. to this nigga. You know, should have got, I don't know, you should have paid them motherfuckers. Should have paid them. Oh, man, that sounds cold.
I mean, that's how that should go. Keep your beans, boy.
Look.
Can't be out here spending dollars, having a good time when you owe niggas money. It's the last thing niggas want to see.
Yeah, but you know, man.
Push one in the box real quick.
Real quick. That's how we, like, look, all this PC culture and this shit we trying to be nice and kind with, you know what I'm saying? Yo, we come from a different kind of background where, you know, cause and effect happens real fast. Like, they don't understand that, you know, like.
When did it change? What the hell happened, son?
I don't know.
People just thought you could just free fall, do whatever you... Nah. Your actions got consequences.
There's always consequence, and consequences is understood. You know what I'm saying? Consequences is understood.
What's that word? Indubitably?
Indubitably.
Yeah, for sure.
I gotta use that word. Yeah. Come on, you a fucking crypto zillionaire. You owing people 40 grand. You know what I'm saying? I will be pissed the fuck off. Give me my 40,000, nigga. Right. Riding around in Lambos. Give me my.
Wait, so the people that touched them up, they was from Argentina or they came over from Spain?
I mean, I don't know. It could be anybody. It could be somebody from Alaska. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go.
Yeah.
No, I said it was some Ponzi scheme because I heard recently that one of these cryptos dude he got kidnapped and he got beat up like on video because he owed money. So I know how these dudes is giving it up. These dudes is thinking that you know what I mean. It won't be them. It's what it is.
Nah, you're right. You know what I'm saying? See, the thing is, when you come from the hood, when you come from, you know, people from our backgrounds, we kind of know. Yeah, we kind of learn early.
Play those games.
Some people don't have that blessing of learning early to the point that they could carry on to be rich and that now everything was green light.
Nothing gonna happen to me.
Yeah. Until it do. And then when it happens, it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
How the hell I just came home from work and my whole family's tied up? Listen, sir. Who are you? And this guy's like, where's the safe? And where's my money?
You know why we're
you know what I'm saying?
Back to Steve.
You feel me? Shit escalates real quick. So, yeah, I'm not trying to sound insensitive.
Just sounding real.
Just being real, you know? I have respect for the dead, you know? Niggas, when you owing people money in a time like this...
Anybody looks at me wrong,
yeah,
owes me money.
Dead, yo, it's like that.
Dead.
It's like that, man. Shit is hard out here. But switching it up to some ignorant shit, we got real political with the past couple of articles. It was some highly politically charged shit, but. Now we got some fuck shit. Some nice, humble fuck shit. Wack 100 says there are niggas in LA snitching and Big Rico is on the way. Of course, because he's the snitch.
Been a lot of shit going on in LA. A bunch of going to jail and getting out and ain't telling nobody they went to jail. But I'm going to stay tuned. I ain't going to say nothing on this one. I'm going to sit back and watch the show. Just know. Like to come on in and be funny about what is lying about. Don't want to talk about the real. If you we want to see that bail receipt. We want to see why the fuck you out of jail. Because your own homies is called early in the morning talking about just went to jail and And now they out. And the social media was down 3-4 days. Now it's back on all of a sudden. You on it. Wack, what the fuck is going on? You got from your neighborhood telling us 3 weeks ago certain gonna get picked up on Ricos. 3 weeks later, was picked up by the federales. How the fuck did this nigga know that you was gonna get picked up 3 weeks prior? Whole lot going on. But that's up to you real all outside. Y'all just remember I spoke on it today, so when it hit and it break, I'm gonna hit Tone from Blackstone.
Wow.
With all the
I would never
beard and the dreads. And I'm gonna laugh with him like you did about a line. But listen,
come on.
Nevertheless,
He had the Twizzler in his hand, bro.
What's going on?
Nah, man, I would never want to talk to this guy. I'd be like, nah, man, take me off FaceTime, cuz, like, then nah, don't be talking to me. Yo, this nigga be talking to niggas butt ass. Yeah. This girl recorded him talking on FaceTime to another nigga. He was sitting belly down, fresh out the shower, talking to the nigga.
With his legs up in the air, looking back and forth. This is wild. This is wild. This is wild. This is outrageous.
This is a new day, bro.
This is outrageous.
This is a new day and time, man.
He's sitting down like he just finished the book.
Yeah, and he was probably eating something like I just telling you, ain't nobody fuck with the big blood. The big blood. I'm like, yo, what? It's a new day and time, man. I don't even know, man. That street, bro. I man to be in the street nigga today.
It's not working. Everybody got it. Just about everybody who be street got. Just give me one person that. Give me one. Give me one who claims to be street that they ain't got.
If you ain't got, if you ain't in jail, you tell
Give me somebody.
Is that
somebody? What's his name? Takeoff. Yeah. Offset. Quavo the only one. I never heard. You know what I mean? He said he moved his little things, but you know what I mean? Like Eric, Bobby, the boys. Everybody who thinks that they Meek Mill, like everybody got knocked. It's somebody who had it.
Everybody got knocked. Niggas getting knocked around them.
Nothing.
Can you imagine? Like, yo, imagine, like I was talking to my boy Nate, shout out to Nate. I was talking to him. I wouldn't even want to be around Derek, nigga, little Derek or anything like. Honestly, I don't want to be around nigga. You know what I'm saying? Little Derek, but my bad. I don't. But yeah, I wouldn't even want to be around
too. He came in there. Yeah,
yo,
nobody's working.
Meek Mill. He had people around. Everybody's dying. Everybody just dying. It's something about like, yo, it's perfect. It's market energy.
What's up? Juice WRLD?
Nah, that's a junkie.
Yeah, but I'm still saying all of this stuff tied in, bro. Who's my boy name? That got killed.
Exaltation.
Yes.
That was street shit.
Come on.
That was
none of this is worth it, bro.
Nah, but
what's the other boy? My boy K-Flock.
Why was it worth back in the day?
Because nobody was building case on things.
The street credit seemed a lot more.
Plus, niggas was in it while he was rapping about it.
What I was saying,
niggas was rapping about shit they went to jail for prior to.
Well, I want to say is, I think the street credibility was worth something more than what I can imagine what it is now. Right now, nobody knows what it is. It's sort of like today's money. Imagine it's money. You're not sure if it's worth something. You know, so people are like, I can make shit I want to. What the fuck?
You remember street cred? I gave you a cosign. Niggas fuck with you if you have street cred. That was it.
Street cred back then was credit. It was literally credit.
Like, who is this nigga?
It was literally